It looks like. Looks like. Hey everyone, Dr. Eve here. Super excited to be back in the house again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Touch One Life, Touch Millions podcast with Dr. Eve. Dr. Eve here. Need to turn my sound down. Super excited to be back in the house. Okay, so we're going to start over because I can see that there's a little bit of lag. As I'm speaking, I'm also hearing my voice, so I'm trying to get rid of that sound until I can learn more about my tools that I'm using over here, some new tools. And so I want to be able to minimize the feedback. Okay, let's start over. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Touch One Life, Touch Millions podcast with Dr. Eve, the podcast where we learn all about life, business, and career in the online environment. You are listening to a very special podcast on today, as I am a seven-figure podcaster in training. So my goal with this series is to walk you through with me, let you know that you don't always have to be perfect, but you do have to execute. Hey Raquel, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Tell all of our friends. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, let's just so you know, I can see your comments. So my comments section is open. If you have questions about how you can get started, just drop me a question in the live top chat. So I want to tell you a little bit about what day 4 has been like, right? Because we are showing you behind the scenes of what is going on and what steps I'm actually taking. So just so you know, I have been a YouTuber since 2014. I have a ton of videos, but I was never really strategic about, what I wanted this channel to offer. It was just like, I am just all about what can I teach people? What can I teach people? What can I teach people? So that's been my journey for the last 10 years. It's 2014, 2024. So I've literally been over here in this space for 10 years. But as you can see, I only have 198 subscribers. Now, on day 1 or day 2, I did make it to 200 subscribers. But when I woke up the next day, I only had 195. And I'm like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? So, anyway, I think it's really all about finding my voice, who sharing my message. Of course, there are going to be people who are going to drop off. But I think the most important lesson to learn about that is number one, how you start, or how it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And I know that my channel has been giving a lot of information, but what I am doing right now is streamlining, niching back, right? So whenever you niche back, you have to remember that some of your visitors are going to probably fall off. That's just what it is, right? So, um, day 3, I, really went hard in making some steps happen. But let's talk about step 4. No, how about let's talk about day 2. Day 2, I really honed in and did an internal audit. So I think whenever you do something new, that you should audit the before. So I had some before in pictures, some previous, I did a recording of it. So it was an hour and 21 minutes of an internal audit, because I wanted to see what my channel looked like before, as I walk through these processes of being a seven-figure podcaster in training. So Today, what I did was I wanted to show you was number one, I have been working on what do people see when they first come to my channel. That was really, really important to me. So I did some work and I don't know how much you can see right now. Raquel, what actually can you see? Are you seeing me on the video? Or are you seeing the back end of my Zoom? I think it's me you're seeing because I think I'm looking at myself right now. So I'm going to go into my Zoom room and I'm going to share because I want to show you some things that I did differently that I'm really excited about because the internal audit was my way of saying, hey, you need to take these steps, right? As I'm learning with through the modules, I'm taking steps. As you all know, I am a super executor. I do not learn and hold on to. I can't do that. I lose information really quickly if I don't execute. So when I learn something that I have, really wanted to do, I immediately get back in there and get moving and setting up things. You said I see you and the new background. Okay, so okay, cool. So this background, let me just say to you, is a virtual background that's within my Zoom room. So thank God for that because you don't have to see the back end of my house because I have a Zoom setup. I have a podcast setup, but when I'm looking directly into my computer and doing some teaching on, what I'm doing, you will see the back end of my room or a blurred background. So I just chose a little background just to, take the edge off of what you see. So you see something different. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to go now to the Zoom room and hold on, I don't want to close it out because I just stopped the last Zoom by accident. So I don't want to be making no errors. Okay, so I'm in the Zoom room and I need to share my screen. I don't want to stop the live, but I want to share my screen. And I'm going to share Google. It says turn up volume. Yeah, I'm not hearing it. I don't want to hear my voice, so I'm going to keep my volume down. So I'm going to share Google Chrome so I can share my desktop with you. So one of the things that I did was I created a new trailer because my trailer was old. It was talking about vlogging because again, I've been here 10 years. And so what I was doing back then was just really vlogging, which is video blogging. So, but now we're calling this thing a podcast. So I knew I had to change it. But I also wanted consistency with my message. So I did a new video and let's see if you can hear it. I'm going to go live I'm going to go to my YouTube on my phone. And if you can hear it, just thumb up or just say, I can hear it inside of the chat on YouTube. That way I know you're there, you're interested, yada, 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 yada. Okay, so this is my new video. I don't like the sound of that. I hope it's just fireworks. I believe that's what it is. Okay, it says turn up the volume, so maybe you can't hear it. So I believe you could hear it at the end, right? Because it says turn up the volume, so maybe you can't hear it. So I'm going to try it one more time. So I believe you could hear it at the end, right? Because it says turn up the volume, so maybe you can't hear it. So I'm going to try 252. Home of Touch One Life, Touch Millions podcasting with Dr. Eve. That podcast where we learn all about life, business, and career in the online environment. Today we have another special podcast just for you. But before we do that, turn on that bell to podcast. Careers in the online environment. Today we have another special podcast. Okay, so what's happening is I'm getting a lot of feedback. Okay, so I'm turning it off. So now I know that I can't actually listen to that because it's got a lot of feedback. But what do you think? What do you think about my new video? This is remember that Touch One Life, Touch Millions is actually a book series. My work is a phenomenal is a phenomenal piece of work, research that has been ongoing for the last 8 years. And it's all about teaching practitioners how to integrate technology for social support. So I'm going to get back off of this screen and get back to show you how some of the software that I use to do that. So there's this software called Clipchamp. It's called Clipchamp. And so I was trying to do it on my phone, but I was struggling big time. But I remembered on my desktop that I have this Clipchamp, and Clipchamp is an editing software that you can use to, upload a photo, upload some sound. So let me take you to the back room of that. So the way I did this, I just want to give you a demonstration because that's what I like most about teaching is to demonstrate what I did. And so again, Clipchamp is a Microsoft software that edits videos, right? So I'm really into technology, so I'm going to figure it out one way or the other. This actual video that you see was a video that came with my book cover series that I had made through Fiverr. So it's literally a video, but I was trying to figure out how do I add my voice to this video, right? Because I wanted to, just kind of give some trailer intro of my voice along with it. Well, the first thing I had to do was to separate the sound. So in here, this is like you can import media. Maybe I should go from the very basics of what I did. So I'm gonna actually, what I will do is I'm gonna put this. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out whether I should start over or go back. So anyway, there's layers. I had to separate the sound from my original trailer, which is here. I had to separate the sound and I put it up here on top, just laid it over because I wanted to be able to turn the sound down. Because the video was so loud that you could hardly hear my voice. So what I did was I just separated the sound by right-clicking, going to more options, and just turning. If you look up here, you can detach the audio, right? Right up here in the right-hand corner, you can actually detach the audio. But what I wanted to do was to just make that audio volume, turn the volume down on the original audio. So when I right-clicked on it, I was able to turn the sound down to 36%. And then I was able to, add my little verbiage just by going here where it says record and create. So over here in the corner where it says record and create, you can create screen and camera, you can record camera, you can record screen, or you can record audio. What I wanted to do was create audio. Now, I've not tried all of these things in Clipchamp, but I do a lot of videos. So I tried the audio, did my little audio, and then laid it down here, and it came out really well. What do you guys think? Do you think it came out well? All right, so I'm gonna stay right there and go back. I'm going to go to my YouTube space really quickly because I want to show you what it looks like now. So we're walking through what I called, again, I did an audit. one of the things I wanted to change was to be consistent. So my first 3 attempts at being consistent was to, what do people see when they first come here? The first thing they're going to see is your banner. That's the first thing they're going to see. The banner that I had up here was my family becoming, a banner, a thing I did for my birthday. And so it's kind of posted everywhere. So I was like, you need to change that. So the one thing that is consistent across all of my channels is I am a personal brand. So instead of putting a whole lot of stuff up there, because Touch One Life, Touch Millions is a theme that I live by, because I am a fisher of men. That is what God has called me to do, to be a messenger of hope to his people. So I am living up to everything that my name stands for. My name, Eve, stands for breath of breather of life. Angel is messenger of hope. So I am a messenger of hope, breathing life into the visions of others. So I wanted my brand is represented all over, but it also needed to align with the work, the root of the work that's producing the fruit that I have experienced right now. So I wanted to put my name up there. So I did that. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes real quick and show you how I created that little banner. So I'm going to go, I did this in PowerPoint. A lot of people use Canva, but I just went to PowerPoint. And all I did, and I'll just create a new screen so I can show you actually what I did. So I'll create a new slide. And I'm going to show you what I did exactly. So I literally just went here, created me a blank screen. Then I inserted a picture from my device. And what I wanted was my signature. So I have a signature folder, and here it is, signature folder. So these are all of my signatures that I had created when I first started this work. So because I'm a personal brand, I brand my name. So I went there and so I have this signature, and pop it right on in there like that. But I also know that, as I'm creating, I'll show you something that's really important, because the size does matter. So what I'm going to do next is just enter some text here. And I just want to enter my theme. So I'm going to enter my theme right here. And then I'm going to change that to narrow, because I just want that to be really small. So I'm going to change it to Arial narrow. Okay, Arial narrow. And I'm just going to pop it right up here, just like right there. And then I'm going to insert a character, trademark character, because it's in use right now. So I want to make sure that I'm in the trademark in use phase. So I want to insert a character symbol. So I don't know if it's going to let me. Oh, I'm still in there. So insert. Is it going to let me enter symbol? No, I don't think so. I don't know why. Why won't let me enter symbol? Okay, so let me just group these. So right now I'm going to group these two. Just right click, Alt, Control, Shift, click on the other one, and then I'm going to go to picture format and group these so that they move together. So basically this now moves together. Okay. So the next thing I did was I inserted I see where it just won't let me insert symbol for some reason, but I tell you what I'm going to do. So since it won't let me insert it, I'll just create one. And so I'm going to do it right here, TM. And then I'm going to take it down to size 9. There's more than one way to do it. And then I'm going to take that TM symbol and I'm going to place it right here. Okay. And then I'm going to also group again and group these together under picture format. Group them together so that they move together, right? So they're moving together. All right, we together? Are we together? Everybody following me right now? How's it going? Let me just check in with you. How is it going? Are you still there? Can you see me? What's happening? Let me see. Where am I live? Am I live? I'm trying to get to the live video. All right, so I'm here. I wanted to be able to see your comments. All right, so I'm clicking on it and I can see your comments. Good. All right, she says that, hey, Kim, good to see you. Glad you're here. I see you, Brian. Thank you for coming, everyone. Kim, hey there, Kim. She says the essence of your work is wonderful. The sound issues will get worked out. They will get worked out. So that is the whole point of this work. I really want to hone in on how important it is to not worry about being perfect, because the best speakers actually are those who demonstrate something, right? You like I can stand in front of people all day long and try to speak, but if I don't have like a format on my phone or something on my paper, I'm likely to forget what I was about to say. So because I know that, I love to speak by demonstrating. So like a PowerPoint or something where I can follow, because I am definitely gonna lose track. That's just the way my brain works. And when you know that, you do better. So always be willing to just try it. It's not going to be perfect. Again, I'm in training. So no, nothing over here is perfect. Not one single thing. But what I am willing to do is invite you in to my process. So can you all see that PowerPoint right there? Can you see the PowerPoint? Are you still looking at, so I'm not seeing the PowerPoint. Are you seeing the PowerPoint on your screen? What exactly are you seeing? Can you all see? Because for some reason, it looks like you all are looking at, I'm going to stop sharing for a second and go back because it looks like the view is not right. All right, so let's go back to share screen, and I'm going to share Google Chrome because I want you to be able to see whatever is on the screen. Oh, when I do that, that's what you're actually seeing. You don't see it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is stop that share, and I'm going to share my screen, because that way you'll get to see whatever I'm working on. All right, so let's see if you can see it now. I'm going to go to, can you see it now? Let's see. Oh, so you weren't able to see it at all. You weren't able to see my PowerPoint. Okay, so this is real time. This is how it goes. And so it's very important that hold on, you might be able to see it now. Let's see, it's doing some switching. Okay, there it is. There it is. So you're able to see it now. So what I was doing, I don't know, did y'all see me put together this banner? Because if not, I can do it over really quickly. Because I want you to be able to see. You see the signature now? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just start a new slide because I want to show you exactly what I did. It's really quick. I'm going to do a new slide and I'm using PowerPoint. I could use Canva, but I'm at my desktop. I'm not very friendly with Canva, but I love PowerPoint. PowerPoint is able to do so many things now that my brain doesn't have to switch between a lot of softwares. So I like to stick with what works for me. And so what I did here is I'm going to do it on this new page right here, blank page. I'm going to insert my signature. First of all, from the device, I have signature folders. These I had done a few years ago, and I love them. I had a variation of them, so I'm able to drop them on anything. So I'm going to drop this signature in here really quick, and that's what you get, okay? So all you have right now is my signature. What I'm going to add to that, though, is my theme, because this podcast is all about the calling that God has on my life, which is why I named my book series Touch One Life, Touch Millions, because he's using everything in my life all the way up to my terminal degree to help me, to add value to the field in every way. So I'm basically going to just resize this and put it up here real quick, just like that. Touch One Life, Touch Millions. I think I'll make it a little bigger because of the size of this of my signature. So then I'll put that up there, and then I'll put my TM because I'm in use right now, trademark in use. And so I couldn't find the symbol mark, or it wouldn't let me put the symbol mark up there for some reason. You see it's grayed out. I have no idea why it's grayed out. I was able to use it last night, but it just doesn't seem to be working today. So I'm going to go back now. I'm just going to create one, right? Because you can text box, and put a TM right there. Boom. Right? You can make it small, size it down, make it Arial, give it this font size, be consistent with your font. So make sure this is consistent. I'm using Arial Narrow for all of those. So I want to be really consistent. Where is Arial Narrow? There it is right there. It's always at the top. Now I'm going to take this and size it down to be really small, to maybe a size 8. It doesn't need to be big. And then I'm going to move it. I'm going to shift it over here because I want it right there. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is collect these things. I'm going to make this one big picture. Boom, boom. I'm going to do Control, Shift, and collect these all. Just click on all three because I want them to move together. And I'm going to go to picture format and group them together. And now I have one big thing, you see? So now I'm able to move all that together. Now, this is definitely too big for a banner. So you can see by the example I have here that this is the size that they want for the banner. So I know that I've got to come down smaller. So I decided to add a little photo just to give it a little pizzazz. Are you still here? If you are, let me know. Chop it up with me in the chat. I love to hear from you. What are you thinking? Do you have any questions? Do you have any advice? Because I am also very, very open to advice, because this is a journey for me. So I wanted to add a picture here. So what I did was, okay, let me see if I can find a picture in here real quick. Something of me standing with the mic, because I'm always somewhere doing something. So there is a picture of me somewhere. So I went into my pictures. Let's see. I usually try to categorize things so I can find them. Somewhere in here is a picture. There it is. Okay, so speaker pic, something with a mic. Something with me holding a mic. All right, so that's the picture that I chose. I resized it. All right, so let's put it, I'm gonna drop it over here. And I don't have no shoes on or nothing, but that's okay, y'all. I don't have no shoes on because this is temporary, because I'm gonna actually have a professional one done. But because I know how to do a little something, something, I'm just trying to, make it look consistent. I don't want to have people come into the page and it's still old. I'm not, it still needs to be, your front page has to have some consistency across it, right? So I just dropped that picture there. Now it's all grouped together. Again, now it's all moving together. Now, so what I have to do now is I'm going to copy this, right? Because I want to leave that particular photo alone. And I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go back to this page and delete this one. And that wasn't what I meant to do. I meant to make a new slide. All right, so I'm gonna make a new slide. And I'm just going to paste it here. So I'm going to paste it here because what I have to do is copy the whole slide as a photo. So now I'm going to bring this down to size, and I'm going to bring it down to right there in the middle somewhere. So you can go to the 0 mark, but this usually will tell you when you reach the middle. But it's not telling me that right now. Usually I'll get a red line somewhere, but as you can see, it's the same one that's up here, the first one. I just wanted to show you the steps that I took. to create this banner. So next thing I had to do was to save this page right here, this slide number 1. So I'm going to save slide number 3. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, just so I'm just about right. All right, so we're going to save this as file. I'm going to go up here, file. You have to go to file, save as, and I'm going to save this to my desktop, and I'm going to call it signature lesson, a banner lesson. I'm going to call it banner, something that I can remember. Banner lesson, LESSON. And I'll make sure I save it as a JPEG because right now it's a PowerPoint slide. So I'm gonna save it as a JPEG, and boom, it's on my desktop. And boy, did I misspell that? BA banner lesson. Okay, and so I'm gonna save it right there. And now, let's see what happens. Okay. Now, when it asks you, it says, which slides do you want to export? And you could say all, but I really just want that one. I just want that one, and I want it called banner lessons. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to really, really quickly. I'm going to go back to my screen, and can you see? Hopefully, I'm waiting for the live to catch up to where you are. The live is okay. We're back to, let's see. I'm waiting for it to catch up. Looks like there's some lag time. Any questions so far? Any questions about what you're seeing here? If you're still here, say hello. I'm in the chat. I'm looking at the chat on my phone. I want to see who's here. I guess I'm one of the people that's here, so. All right. So can you see it now? Okay, so you see this, right? So how do you change that? How do you change your banner? This little camera up here. When you get up here in this area, there's this little camera. It'll pop up. So you just open that camera, and it's going to take you to your channel customization. And your channel customization is where you do your branding, your picture, your banner image, and your video watermark. And I'm going to stop after that because I don't want this to be too long. So I changed my picture yesterday because my other picture, I wanted to have a little softer picture, and I wear a lot of turbans. So I wanted to just kind of represent like how I be showing up a lot. Most people know I have locks, but I wanted to represent that so that when people see me with my turbans, they know, oh, that's Dr. Eve. All right, so my banner image, you can change it right here, your banner image. You can change it. Let's see if it actually works, what I've just put together, okay? So those were did you see that, those books, those were the book images for the book that's coming. All right, so what do we call it? We called it banner, right? Banner lesson. Okay, so it fit perfectly. Y'all see how that's perfect? So as long as it's within this blue window, it's viewable on all devices. So you want to make sure that it's viewable on all devices. So I wanted to make it small enough that it fits within the parameters of viewable on all devices, because what am I teaching? Mobile social support. Most people are on their mobile phones. So now we're going to say done, and boom, I'm back to having, you see, it gives you pixels. My banner is in there now. It gives you pixel sizes. You can remove it and change it. And now the next thing I'm going to be working on is my watermark, but I just want my initials. So I'm going to get the professional graphic people to make me a little circle with my initials on it. At any rate, Some other things I did today, and I'm going to stop sharing right now because I did want to share those two things with you. The other things that I'm journaling. So, the one thing I encourage you to do if you are embarking on a new journey, document everything, because literally, documenting this process for me is also a part of I am trying to answer some very important questions right now for a research grant that I submitted. So me documenting and journaling and walking through this process, publicly with you all is helping me to define and answer some questions that were on my peer review. So I'm all about peer reviews. What are your peers saying? Ask your peers what they think, because your peers are going to be honest with you. One of my peers said to me last night about when she looked at one of my videos, she was like, don't read from your book. You know this. You know this because you were that eldest girl. So don't read the chapter. She said, just, like, get in here and talk about what it was like being the eldest girl, like for real, like let that thing be gut, gut, gut. So that thing was good to me. And I appreciated her feedback because I don't want to be boring. And this is a podcast, and people are looking for you to be, relational. They're looking for you to be conversational. Because at some point, I interview people, but I want to also be somewhere where they want a place, this to be a place where they want to be interviewed. So I am journaling, and like I said, I connected with some new research today to make a comparison of internet use from 2020 to 2024. Why did I do that? Because my work is centering technology, and this research started literally the theory of online social support was done by a nurse, a PhD nurse, back in 2021. So the theory itself was grounded in 2021, but it's 2024. We're talking about how many years later? Almost 24, 23 years later. So it's no, she was that 2021 when she started the research? No, it was 2001. So that means that we're talking about 25 years as a gap. Now, my research started in 2016. So because we're centering technology, it was important now for me to begin to make some comparisons of what it was like then and what it's like now, what was my research and what it's like now, because this is actually the questions that my reviewers want to know about. They want to know the literature. What does the literature say about the work that you're doing? And for all of you out there who are on this live right now, who understand this one thing, that it is critical for you to know what the research says about what you are trying to do. Why? Because researchers have already done the work. Like literally, I'm a researcher. I've already done this work. So I am showing people about what I've already done, like the value of what I've already studied, the fact that I've written an entire dissertation on this work. So yes, it was important for me to begin to start making some comparisons of the internet then and now. As a professional provider, we are creating to teach as well. So it's important for us to understand our numbers so that we can teach. Like I'm here today, I needed to tell you how important research is to what it is that you're going to be doing. So I chose Pew. Like Pew is big on research, and they have a huge study on internet statistics. So I don't have to look for it. Why? Because they've already done the work. Like I said, most of the things that you are interested in, someone has already done that work. So make sure that you are honing in on that as well. Let's see, what else did I do today? The research, you can link to into your YouTube. Make sure it's credible. Make sure it's credible research. Today I also did some shorts. Why? The shorts can lead people back to the YouTube, right? Because my podcast is on YouTube, and I don't know how many of you looked at that data that I put on the shorts today, but YouTube is the number one place to podcast. Number one, go look at the data as of 2024. YouTube is the place to podcast, which is why we now see, I'm going to show you something. Stay right there. I'm going to show you something really quickly. Which is why we now see that they have on your dashboard. No, I don't want to. Oh, let me publish this because no, I'll just say discard because my changes was fine. You see, I want to show you something really quickly in the back. You see how they have a podcast now, right here it says podcasts. So what I've done, this is the podcast. This is literally the podcast. I started, my first upload was, no, that's April. I've got 6 here now. So every video henceforth is going to be loaded to this particular channel. And what I'm trying to do is see how to repurpose this information. So going through the audit is helping me to really look at how I want things to be aligned and getting back in here. So I did some shorts. Let me show you those shorts really quickly because I love to show you what I'm talking about. I don't want you to leave this teaching space right here on following me on this journey to not know what it is that I am talking about. So let's go back to this screen one more time. I'm going to share it. And then I'm going to go to the shorts because I want to show you this. So I uploaded these 2 shorts today. So shorts, and in the back room, it tells you how many people have viewed it, what's public, what's date. So this is my back end that I'm showing you. And it gives you some analysis of what people actually look at and like. But look at this one. This one got 30 views. I've not been getting, like views, but apparently I also posted it. So I posted it so people are liking it. So I want to show you this video real quick. You need to see this. I don't know if you can see it. There's probably some lag time, but when it gets to you, you're going to see that YouTube is the number one social media platform. It's the most popular. So why would I do any podcast anywhere else? It's saying YouTube is the most popular since 2018. So I need you to look at this graph. So things have been growing. While Facebook has been around for a while, it's giving, since before like 2012, I want to say, because this is when I really started. I was on Facebook at that time, but I've always done business. You see how 60%, and it's still not grown any much more than that. Right? But look, YouTube in 2018 took off like crazy. And it's like now the top, like it's 80, over the 80 percentile for social media. Now go down here and look at Instagram. It was in 2012, not much, but look at it. It took off, but it's still only 40%, right? 40% in usage, and all the rest are low as well. TikTok, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Snap. These numbers are really important because it helps you to make a decision. And so for me, it seems like I made a really good decision to even have a YouTube channel. Even if I wasn't doing all that with it, I was in the game. You hear me? Back in when I started my channel in 2014, when didn't even have no algorithms over here, right? I was just trying to figure things out. But in 2018, it hit the chart and it's been going up ever since. And I needed to have stayed with it because I really didn't, really just kind of ignored it. So just wanted to bring that to your forefront. So your shorts are important, and that's when you do your 30-second, 60-second Instagrams. You can put it on Instagram, but you can also load those shorts to YouTube because they have good. You see the numbers back there in my back room. You're able to see what works, what people like, what they don't like. So some other things that I did was I did a personal I did a personal short. And the reason why you should do personal shorts as well, because because why? Because people buy and from people they know, like, and trust. You want to make sure that you're resonating, that you're relatable to your audience. Like, I'm a believer, I'm a faith-based believer. So my audience, my customer is a believer. Like, because I honestly don't want anyone who's not who doesn't have those particular standards creating a space that doesn't align with the values of God, because we got to be real careful about that right now. And I'm really vocal about that. I'm really concerned that, there's been so much false teaching that now the sheep are scattered everywhere. And so that's one really important thing to me. So I was about to show you the other post about I did dinner. I did something for dinner. I posted on Instagram, but I also posted it on YouTube because why? It's important over here because now I am demonstrating, I'm walking through this 7-figure training, and I want to see what works and what does not work. That's the thing about it. You don't know what works until you try it. So try. And it can also be used for your long form content. Like this long form content, I can actually clip and take pieces of this video and post it in different places and just keep leading people back to this particular video. And it becomes also short form, your 12-second clips, 15-second clips. I did my welcome, wanted to share that with you all. And so that's where I'm at today. Showed you Clipchamp. So I did a lot of work today. I'm going to be traveling this week, but nevertheless, wherever you are, you should be able to podcast or to do whatever is necessary. So I do hope that you all enjoyed this video as much as I did. Also want to, if you have any questions, I'm looking right now just in case there were questions, because I was moving through that and I wanted to see if there was any questions. What number one since 2018? That is correct, Raquel. Number one since 2018. Now, you said that's good advice. What advice are you referring to? You talking about the research? Because I do a whole thing on research, because a lot of people don't realize how important that you literally your research can be content. If you know the research, your research is literally content. Like, why do I do this work? Why do I want to teach people to integrate technology? Because why? You see those numbers? Did you see that 95% of people are using the internet? Did you see there's so many statistics? It has not changed. It's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. The numbers got bigger and bigger and bigger. It hasn't changed. It's growing. And what 2020 showed us that it is absolutely necessary. So I know that there's a value add. My work has a value add, but I just have to stay focused, because even if they are building a business online and integrating technology, doesn't mean I can't teach them all the other things that I learned along the way to be an independent practitioner, like my business, diversifying your income, buying real estate. This just happens to be my audience. And I'm approaching my audience from the perspective of integrating technology. And why I have books, I have research, I've got products, look, I want to teach people what I know and how I stood in my thing, because in your personal brand, it is very important that you master your gift, exploit it in service to others, and then scale, right? Let me say that again. Master your gift, exploit it in service to others, and then scale. This is what I teach people in my I Am We program. Innovative approaches to manifest your wealth and excellence, which is literally the second part of this research. It's the second part, because the first part of this research focused on individuals, how to use mobile social support in the addiction relapse environment. Well, if you can use it in the addiction relapse environment, mind you, my thing was, then this can be used across disciplines. Like this can be used to across intersections, right, of the work that we do. So the new program that we have, Innovative Approaches to Manifest Your Wealth and Excellence, hones in on just that. It's a multi-sector, research-based, community-led. That means leaders who are coming in who to integrate technology don't have to do it by themselves. We're all doing it. I'm going to teach you the fundamentals. I'm going to teach you the facilitation skills. I'm going to teach you how to hone in on your one thing, like I am today, honing in on what the gift that God gave me. But I'm also buying real estate, diversifying, buying companies, diversifying my income. But I have to come at my foundation is at the root of who God created me to be. And that is so critically important that we do not leave what God told us to do the first time, because you won't find no success. That's this point. My Coach Tiffany, what did God tell you to do the first time? Because the thing is, you're going to keep scurrying around in circles until you go do what God told you to do the first time. That's really important. And so I am in a really good place, and I'm excited. I'm excited, and I'm truly excited about this 7-figure podcasting, because if YouTube is number one, then, and it's 5 billion people over here, then this is where I need to be building relationships with people, and that is most important. And the most important lesson I learned from my personal brand coach is give them everything, teach them everything, but give it to them out of order, because you definitely give people information, but what you don't do is give it to them in sequence, because if you give it to them in sequence, then they won't need your services at all. You have a package, you literally have a signature program, but still give it to them. Don't do it in no particular order. Do it in random order. So that's just a nugget for y'all. Lock in that nugget, lock it in. I'm so excited to be here. Glad that you came. Who else is here? Say hello. Did you enjoy this? If you enjoyed this video, what's your takeaway, and how will you use this in the work that you do? That's what I want to know. What is your greatest takeaway from this video, and how will you use this in the work that you do? That would help me a lot. I love it to be able to drop these testimonials, because you drop those on your page. Let people, when you're out here teaching for free like this, the only one thing that we do ask is give us some feedback. Give us some feedback as to whether you liked it, what could you use that information, yada, yada, yada. So whoever's here, I see there's 3 people here. From the feedback from the feedback was good advice to you. Oh, right. It was really good advice. And I'm in a community with students who are in the 7-figure podcasting. So it's good whatever you're learning, it's good to be in community with those individuals, because this is important to my work. It's important because YouTube is all over the world. All over the world. Baby, it's all over the world. It's one of them things they ain't trying to take it away like TikTok. It's all over the world. YouTube education. So what is it that you know and you're able to teach that you can teach someone else? That is my first question to you, my first question to my new students is always going to be, what is it that you know and that you are able to teach, along with the strategy sessions that I give to help people discover and breathe life into their visions, because this is what God has called me to do. Like literally, that's my gift. Okay. All right. So I believe that's all for now. Shout out to you all for staying as long as you did. Yeah, so this is good. Share the video. That's another thing. Share the video with some. Just grab a link, grab a clip of it, because you can clip it. Grab a clip and say, hey, check this out. Dr. Eve is teaching some things, or whatever you want to, however you want to do it. And I see that there's 4 people watching now. My thing is, I just want to know, first of all, did you subscribe? Did you subscribe to if you have not subscribed, you all, shame on you. Shame on you. Subscribe. Help a sister out, because this is information that you can also use. So subscribe to the channel. That would be helpful. And also, what else I wanted to say to you all? Did you put a little blurb in there? Like, what part did you like? What part of the video did you like? And how will you use this in your work? What's your greatest takeaway today? And how will you use this work to help you? That's my poll today. That's my poll. I love you all with the love of Christ. Make sure you subscribe. I see I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. That's my new goal. I was at 200. I'm still down 2. So if you're here, please subscribe. It doesn't hurt to subscribe, because why? I'm a good person. So subscribe, and then I'm trying to get to 500. So if you could share the video, that would be very helpful. And tell them why you think it's important. They may want a podcast one day. Why? Because, baby, I'm not out here playing in these streets. All right, everyone. That's it. That's all. That's all I have today. What I want you to do is go and be amazing. Go and have yourself the most amazing Monday. And whatever you do, let no one get in the way on your journey to becoming who God has called you to be. And remember, I'm on this 7-figure podcast training for the next 6 weeks. And I'm coming and giving those deets and walking you through my channel, what adjustments I have to make, what people I have to meet. Possibly I could interview some of you. It's just all about putting the pieces in place, right? All right. Good night.